This program is for discussion purpose only. Business Plus TV or any of our anchor does not bear any responsibility or liability towards the content.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Viewers, welcome in today's episode of program Live Wire and Focus. I'm your host Dr. Athar Ahmed. Viewers, long time back there was a time when we used these words with pride that ours is the airline which comes under top 5 airlines of the world. Now we cannot see it among top 5. Where it is, I don't know. We'll ask this question today. So you must have realized on which topic we are going to talk today. Yes, very much we take pride in introducing Mr. Bernd Hildenbrand. Mr. Bernd is Chief Executive Officer of Pakistan International Airlines. So thank you very much for giving us the time and opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you for inviting me, Dr. Athar.
Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor for us and it's an honor for our channel. Mr. Hildenbrand is in the field of aviation since last 40 years and he has served in many countries on top positions. Out of so many countries, Peru, Morocco, Canada, Ecuador, Thailand and Singapore and so on, even on top positions. And Mr. Bernd has joined PIA in February 2016. Sir, first of all, let me know what has been your experience since joining Pakistan International Airlines?
Oh, this is a very interesting question, and you know, this is not one experience, this is sum of experiences. For me, first was important to learn about PIA. Of course, I knew a little bit about PIA, but you know what you read in newspapers or in Google, this is not the truth.
Yeah.
For me, it was important to come here, to fly with PIA, and to meet the people. And I think this is the most important thing, to find out how do the people think. What is it, what they want to do? And I have seen that there are a lot of people who want to change PIA, who make again what you already said, PIA to a fantastic airline. But some of this willingness was a little bit lost in the past, and I think this is something what we have to work on, and we have to bring PIA in the limelight again. This is what we want to do. But it's very interesting to see that there are so many good people in the company who can give a lot to the company in the future.
That's good. That's good. That's your plan. So can you please update us about the current size of your fleet and the average age, or your future plans of inducting new aircraft, and which type of aircraft you would like to induct?
Of course. You know, right now we have about 38 aircraft. We still have 5 aircraft of the 310 series, and they will go out this year. And after that, our fleet age will be about 10 to 11 years. And to be honest, this is a very good age.
Yeah.
I had a long background in Lufthansa. The age of the Lufthansa fleet is much higher. So it's even 14, 15 years, so we are better than this. And the idea is to induct new aircraft. I'm sure many of your viewers in the business community have seen and watched what happened in the last 2 weeks. Proudly on 14th of August, we introduced our new service.
That's Premier, I believe.
It's called Premier service, with a very new aircraft, a A330, which we lease from Sri Lankan right now. And tomorrow I will fly to Sri Lanka to make discussions with Sri Lankan to get more of those aircrafts. Our idea is to have 3 or 4 of those aircraft and to introduce this Premier service to London. All our flights to London will be a Premier service, and then we also will have this aircraft on other routes. But your question was not only about this service, your question was in general. We also try to have more aircraft in for other services, for other routes.
For short and long haul aircraft.
Exactly, short and medium, this is what we need. And to be honest, I believe we have now 11 320s. The 320 series, and I talk about the series, is a very good
And these
aircraft.
are considered among latest aircrafts.
Exactly, exactly. Our average fleet age in the 320 is about 9 to 10 years, but we want to induct maybe some 319, hopefully also some 321s. But right now the market for 321s is not really good for us. We have to search for those aircraft because especially on the domestic routes, I think there could be more PIA flights for us, and this is what we want to do. The 321 would suit us very well, but we are still looking for those aircraft on the world market.
That's good. That's good. So, on which area you intend to focus more, because PIA needs reforms in multiple fields?
Your question already says what we have to do. Multiple fields. It's not one field.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
not really one field. There are many fields. And when I came here, I think the first focus for me was to make the reliability again a very important topic. Reliability means that we fly the flights which we schedule. And right now we fly a reliability which is more than 99%. This is very, very good in the worldwide comparison.
Definitely.
It's very good.
Without any doubt.
Number two for me was to bring up our on-time performance. Our on-time performance was in the old times not really very good, to say the least, but now we improved it by 20% points. This means usually our flights are on time. An airline never will fly 100% on time because there are many external factors which hinder us to fly on time. You know, the airports in Pakistan are not all very well equipped. For instance, we have quite a few problems in Islamabad, and I'm really happy when the new airport in Islamabad comes up.
Going to come.
This is a very important step, not only for PA, but for the country, to have a new airport which has facilities which are world standards. And then also, I think, our on-time performance in Islamabad will be good. You know, just one example, from all our flights to London out of Lahore, in the last 3 months, not one single flight was delayed.
I see.
I think this is a very good achievement. I think this is something where our team did a good job. And I'm not yet finished with my answer. The third part where we have to improve is our product. We started with Premier, but Premier is not only the product of
Definitely,
PA.
you need to have multiple fields.
We have to have other things, and I think this is something we work on. We work in catering, we want to improve our catering, and I think the passengers who have flown lately with PIA have seen already that the catering has changed. And it will change even more in the future. We have some very clear ideas. And the other thing what we have to do is we have to find out what could be new destinations for us. Where could we fly? Where are destinations which maybe in the past were already part of our network? What can we do again in the future?
That's good. That's good. So it's always blame on PIA about extraordinary large number of employees ratio per aircraft.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the top in the world. And next to PIA is Air France. So how are you going to tackle this problem?
It's not only Air France, it's some other airlines also.
Yeah.
But you have to see, you know, if you make those comparisons, you really have to see that you don't compare apples and bananas.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have quite a huge amount of staff. Right now we have about 14,000 employees in PIA plus some people we have on contract. And this is high, but we still do many things on our own. Other airlines, for instance, don't have their own catering unit. Other airlines don't have their own ground handling unit. You know, take for instance Lufthansa, they don't do ground handling, ground handling. So if you compare those figures, you come to different things. But we work on this, and you know, we will invest a little bit more in our operational staff. We are just hiring again flight attendants. This is, I think, very important for us. We just started to hire 125 flight attendants, and I think we are on a good track, and very motivated young persons. First of all, some girls will come to the company, and they will also make a change in the difference for our passengers.
So then, how are you going to resist internal political pressure? Because PIA has got, I think, large number of trade unions. So,
Yes.
and these trade unions always come in the way, and they resist.
Yeah, but I think I just explained that we have new flight attendants, and none of the new flight attendants comes in by pressure.
Definitely.
They all come in by merit. And I think this is what we are just doing right now. We make sure that the people who come in here are people on merit who know what to do. This is, I think, the way which we have to go. Of course, we have to deal with unions, but you know, unions is something a worldwide thing, and it's not a bad thing to have a union. It's a corrective thing. We have to talk to them, and we have to talk to them in a very open way, and we have to explain our ideas, and we have to discuss what our ideas are to bring PIA up again. And I think there is already some starts and discussions, and this makes sense. If we always agree, I don't know. There always will be some things which are not agreeable. You mentioned Air France. Air France has a lot of problems with unions. They have so many strikes, I think, many more strikes than PIA ever had. But we have to have a constructive dialogue, I would say, with the unions and find ways to go in the future.
That's good. So, in continuation with this question, it's always said that due to low purchasing power of Pak currency, international traveling is quite expensive job for Pakistanis, right? And when people outside PIA sees the youth in PIA, they travel, they take free rides, and on different pretexts they move around here and there, and that stimulates their desire also to travel like them. And when they cannot afford that, they look around here and there for any political higher-ups who can push them for getting job in PIA. So that is the reason why national political pressure is also there on PIA. So how are you going to resist that national political?
You know, to be honest, what I've seen now in the last 6 months is not really so strong, this pressure. Of course, there are some people who say, yes, I'm friend with this one or this one, I want to work for PIA, but we really go for merit. And we say we need only the people who bring a benefit to the company. And when we find those people, I think the future for PIA is very good. And yes, people would like to travel. But you know, what I can see is Pakistanis love to travel. And this is good. And Pakistanis have friends, family all over the world. And this is something which we also want to do. We want to connect Pakistan with those areas of the world where you Pakistanis have a lot of family. You know, look at North America, Canada, for instance, or Europe. And those are the areas we have to connect Pakistan again with. And this is one of my big goals to do.
That's good. What are your plans to improve punctuality in flights? Because lately we have heard a lot about delays in flights and delays in arrival of luggage even. And even today, I have seen the news in newspaper that PIA chairman has been called in Islamabad to respond before standing committee about loss of baggage. Not loss of baggage, loss of valuable items from the baggage. Baggage is there, but it was open and something was taken out. Yeah,
two things about this. First of all, I think I mentioned already our on-time performance has really increased. And now we fly on time in a very, very good way. And I think there we can be proud of. I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of all the people in PIA who have helped us. This is cabin crew, this is flight crew, this is also the ground handling. We have done a lot to improve our on-time performance. But I understand what some people ask, but to be honest, baggage is only partly part of our responsibility. In the moment the baggage is given to our handling staff, it's not only in our hands, it's also in the hands of the airport. And we are not always on top of those parts, and we cannot check all this. So yes, but we also talk to the airport authorities to improve our services. So very important for us is that the passengers flying in the business class get their passengers, their bags faster than other passengers. We are working on this, but it's a worldwide challenge.
So, what are your plans for making improvements? I want your answer in a step by step, from starting from reservation system, then check-in counter, then lounge facility and boarding an aircraft, till receiving baggage.
You have described
customer care.
You just described it.
What are your plans? I'm asking about.
Yeah, you know, first of all, we just made one person responsible for customer care.
I see.
We didn't have this in PIA. The next step is we didn't have someone who is responsible for the product. Our responsibility for the product in PIA was scattered all over the company. We will bring it together. And this is exactly what you say. We have to have a full service chain from the way when you are willing to fly with us, when you make the reservation, till you go to the airport, till you board the aircraft, when you fly, you have to have the right meal, and when you arrive at the airport, you have to have the possibility that you are very fast back with your baggage, and then you have a very nice possibility to enjoy the flight. And this is what we are working on. But there were some things we didn't do in PIA in the past. One of my experiences in PIA was many things were done in silos, when I may say so. The departments were very good, but they didn't talk to each other. One of the biggest challenge I face is to bring communication to the company. We have to communicate. There are so many people, as I said before, who are doing a good job, but they have to exchange their knowledge with the other department. And this is, I think, one of the huge things we have to do and we have to improve. I think we are on a good way, but we are by far where I would like to be. And there is still a lot of things to do. And as I said at the beginning, we have now this department, customer care, and those people who work there will bring modern ideas. When I may say so, and I hope you don't mind, PIA in the last years was very much looking only at PIA. But we also have to look what happens in the aviation world.
Yeah.
We have to look what other airlines do. Yeah, this doesn't mean that we copy it, but some things we can learn from other airlines, and I think this is something I can bring to PIA, my experiences, because I know exactly what other airlines do. One thing, for instance, our IT systems are not yet where I would like to have them. We work together with a Sabre system, our reservation system, but we are not using it at the best to it. And this is something which we have very high on our working agenda, to talk to Sabre, to improve the way they work with us.
So if we...
It was a very long answer, I'm sorry.
No problem, no problem. Because we would like to listen to you. So if we look towards market, passenger market in Gulf, cargo market in Gulf, we can see that more than 300 flights from Gulf are coming, and there are 4 airlines are coming from that, I believe. 4 or 5 airlines are
even
coming.
Even more.
And against that, PIA is operating against only 6 or 7 flights per week to Gulf. So that shows that market is huge. But share of PIA is very minimum, right? So what are your plans to improve that share, enhance that share? Because Pakistani would love to travel by PIA, but due to lack of number of flights, they are bound to travel by other airlines.
Yes, you are right. The government has given a lot of slots to other airlines. I think now about 350 flights a week are done by Emirates, Etihad, Qatar, and some charter airlines.
Air Arabia and Fly Dubai.
Yes, they all fly. Yes, and this is competition. To be honest, of course, now we could go to the government and say, please stop them to fly. I don't think that's a good idea, because I think we should have the possibility that the people choose with which airline they fly. We have to be on top of it. We have to make the best out of it.
This is what as a Pakistani we assume.
Exactly. So what we do right now, we analyze what's going on. The situation for us is not so easy. You know, for Emirates, it's quite easy to come to Pakistan. They have one big airport. This is Dubai. But Pakistan is a huge country, but doesn't have only one airport. We have many, many big airports.
They are coming to Karachi and Lahore, Islamabad, even on Sialkot.
Exactly. So they fly to 7 destinations in Pakistan, and we only fly out of three airports to Dubai. We are working right now on a program to change this. It's not yet possible to talk about very clearly about this, but believe me, we have some very good ideas. And our market share right now is only down to 9% to these regions, to the Gulf region. And our goal is to go up gradually in the next years. We have a lot of ideas, but I'm sorry we are a little bit too early in this interview to share exactly what we do. But to be honest, there are some creative ideas in there. And I hope that when we sit together, hopefully again in half a year, then we can see already the first ideas which we have, which connects Pakistan with PIA to those countries.
So do you think you will be successful in getting that glory back to PIA, when people used to say with pride that great people to fly with?
If we have a little time to get this done, yes. You know, you cannot change anything in 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Definitely.
It needs time. And in my opinion, I'm sure that in 1, 2, 3 years, we will see a lot of changes. You know, right now we are sitting here in those chairs. Those are business class chairs from 10, 15 years old. If you see at the new business class chairs which we have in our premier service, you will see a huge difference. It's flat bed, it's state of the art, it has entertainment on there and everything what a modern airline has. So this is the start of the change.
That's
for me, this is like I think you can say nucleus to change things. And this is what we want to bring in the whole company. But we have to start somewhere. And the premier is for me the start of, it's like a new plant. Now we have to give water to this plant and we have to make it grow. And this is the idea for the future.
That's all for the best. Viewers, you are listening to the talk of Mr. Byrne, the Chief Executive Officer of Pakistan International Airlines. It's a time for us to take a short break. We'll be back after a very short break. नाज़रीन, वेलकम बैक आफ्टर शॉर्ट ब्रेक। आप गुफ्तगू सुन रहे हैं जनाब बर्न हेल्डनबर्ग की, चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर पाकिस्तान इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइंस की, और दौरान गुफ्तगू हमें काफ़ी उम्मीद अफजा मालूमात हासिल हुई हैं जिससे मुस्तक़बिल पाकिस्तान इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइंस का रोशन नज़र आता है और हमें उम्मीद रखनी चाहिए। मायूसी कुफ्र है, ज़रा नम हो तो ये मिट्टी बड़ी ज़रखेज़ है। जब हाईटेक प्रोफेशनल्स मौजूद हों तो यकीनन हर इदारा तरक्की करता है। इसी तरह इंशाअल्लाहुल अज़ीज़ पाकिस्तान इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइन का मुस्तक़बिल भी हमें बड़ा रोशन नज़र आता है। सो कमिंग बैक टू अवर क्वेश्चंस, we have heard about your ideas and your plans, what you need to do and what you intend to do in future for improvements in different fields of airline. So, and we hope for the best. And
thank you.
Based on all these, where do you see PIE after 5 years from now?
Let's start somewhere else. You know, right now we are not under the 100 best airlines of the world. There is this company called Skytrax. I'm sure you have heard about this, and they evaluate all the airlines in the world. Right now we are not under the 100 best.
Okay.
Number one goal for me and for us is to be again in this list. We should be there again. And this only will happen when we do exactly what I tried to explain before, when we improve our service, our overall service has to improve and our image has to be improved, and this is what we are working on. This is part one. And part two is, yes, we want to grow. The idea is to go gradually. We cannot grow like other airlines. We cannot have 10, 15 additional aircraft in 1 year like some airlines can do it. Our idea is to grow gradually, maybe 5 to 6 aircraft per year that we have in 2000. My hope is in 2025, which is a little bit longer from now, PIA should have 100 aircraft. Pakistan is a huge country. Pakistan has, I think, 200 million people living here. Very young people live here, very educated people live here, and we have to make the possibility that those people can travel and explore the world. And I think a country like this should have an airline with 100 aircraft. This is our goal for the future, and there we work for now all the time. And this is something I'm very sure that we can do it with a joint effort, not only us. I think also the government has to understand and has to go in this direction, but we also need a little bit of help in the infrastructure. The infrastructure has to be improved. The airport, I mentioned this already, of Islamabad, hopefully comes up next year. Lahore has to change the airport, and here in Karachi we also have to do something with the airport. It's not yet like it should be, like an international airport should be, but I think when we all get these things done, Pakistan is also a very interesting country for others to come here.
Because while flying for the general public, there are not many other agencies which are involved in traveling of a person, and people are only blaming on airline because face of it is airline.
Yeah.
Because they are not aware of the fact that this thing is handled by this agency, this thing is handled by this agency, and they always blame that my baggage is lost and it's delayed in shifting. So how can you tackle these problems because these are not directly connected with the people but directly connected with different other agencies, say Airport Security Force, FIA, Civil Aviation Authority, and many other agencies also.
You know, this is a very, very true point. And what we do, we have to talk to our handling partners. I target handling partners, you know. Those are the airports, handling agents at the airports. And what we are trying to do in the future is to change the contracts which we have with those handling partners. We will have KPIs in those contracts, just to make sure that they really go the extra mile for us and that they do the best for us. We are working on this, but this is a process which takes a little time. We plan to fly, for instance, and this is not a secret basically anymore, we want to go back to Bangkok. And when we go back to Bangkok, we will make contracts with handling agents over there which have already the new style, what we want to do, that they make sure that everything goes according to our standards and always good for the passenger. This is something what we try to do.
So in recent past, we have seen a steep downfall in oil prices world over, right? And definitely that must have given you an opportunity of increasing your profitability and enhancing your revenues also. And because PIA is in serious debt condition, so you need to clear out those debts also.
Yes.
So how far it was beneficial for PIA?
A good oil price is always good for an airline, you know. And unfortunately, we cannot see in the future how the oil prices develop, but it helps. Of course, it helps, but not so much like we would like to have. You know, we still have, and you mentioned this also already. We have some debts which we have to deal with, but this is a long-term project. My first project is, or my first goal is, that we have operational profit. In some months in this year, in 2016, we had already operational profit, but it's a very difficult task, but we are on the right way to do this. You know, also the yields went down dramatically in the last months, years, because we have very stiff competition. But now with the new Premier service, I think that we have the chance to have also to the London route, again, a price level which is good for us.
So do you think our aircrafts are technically at par with airlines of different airlines aircraft? Because in the last 5-6 years back, we faced a problem of landing rights in European Union, because they were not allowing our 747s to land at any destination of European Union. And I remember very well that I interviewed then PIA head Mr. Kermani about this problem. So do you think our aircrafts are technically sound as compared to other international airlines?
You know, we fly very good aircraft. We fly the 320s, we fly the 777s, and those aircraft are very good. And with those aircraft, I don't think we have any problems. We are working also to improve our engineering, but this is not something I invented. I think engineering always has to improve. Engineering always has to be on top of the knowledge, and we have to also invest a little bit more in engineering. But our aircraft are safe, and with those aircraft, you talked about the 747. The 747 doesn't fly anymore for us, and as I said before, the 310 will go out of our service this year. The 310 have 25 years of service. It was a fantastic aircraft, but now it's 25 years old, and it should go out of our fleet. But with the 777s, we have no problem to fly to Europe at all, and also with the new 330s coming in, we don't have any problem. We are on par with those airlines, definitely.
So what new destinations are in your mind for adding an PIA route?
Yeah, good question. Not because I'm a German, but I think Germany is one of the countries we should fly again.
Oh yes?
PIA flew to Germany for many, many, many years. To be honest, when I was a little boy, I went sometimes to the Frankfurt airport, and I always liked to see this green aircraft. You know, normally aircraft are white or blue or red, but there was always one aircraft which was green, and this always made a difference. So I think we should fly back to Germany again. First of all, we have a huge market in Germany. I'm not quite sure. I think nobody up to now could tell me how many Pakistanis live in Germany. Maybe nobody really knows how many live there, but a lot live there.
Yeah, not many people.
To be honest, when I come to Frankfurt and I take a taxi, the driver usually comes from Pakistan. Usually comes from Peshawar or from Lahore. And I always ask, how often do you fly back home to Pakistan? Every year I fly home, but they don't fly with PIA because we don't fly to Germany. I think this is one of the things we should do. We also should think about having more destinations here in the area. China, for instance, is a huge market for us. and a growing
Particularly
market.
after the CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, I think
Yeah.
the traffic has increased manifold.
Exactly. Right now we only have traffic rights to Beijing. We should go to Shanghai.
And Guangzhou,
Exactly.
other
Guangzhou,
industrial cities of
yes,
China, yes.
Maybe it's interesting. Yesterday I had a long meeting with our sales representative who sits in Beijing. I told him very clearly, try to get traffic rights to Shanghai. We have to go to Shanghai. It's a huge city, and I think there is a lot of business coming from Shanghai which we should have
So
in
why
the
Australia
future.
is not in your destination, because not many Pakistanis are living there?
There live many Pakistanis, but you know, to fly only once or twice per week is not a good thing.
Okay.
What we should do is we should try to fly with more frequencies to those destinations. Therefore, we also should have the possibility to explore what could we do, for instance, to New York or to Toronto. And I believe Toronto, for instance, we could fly more than 3 or 4 times a week. I think we could have a chance to fly more often to Toronto in the future. Those are the plans which we have. And there are also some other destinations where we should explore if it makes
So
sense.
within America, I think there are 5-6 more destinations are there where from you can get huge traffic, and because Houston is hosting a lot many Pakistanis,
Yes.
Los Angeles, San Francisco,
Chicago would
So
be,
there are
would
not
be-
many
yes.
cities are there.
Yes.
So what are your plans to increase flights in those cities of America?
There are some plans,
There are plans.
but it's too early to talk about it. Give me a little bit more time.
Fine.
But we are
definitely.
really working very clearly on a plan to have one additional destination in the United States. But to be honest, we have to talk to those people first.
As of now, you are going to New York only.
Right now we go to New York in the United States and to Toronto.
So other destinations are in pipeline.
Yes.
So what are your plans for increasing destinations in European Union?
European Union, as I said, Germany is a
Other
market.
than Germany?
You know, we have to think about Barcelona again. We have to talk about increasing our frequencies to England. I think we are not doing enough in England. I think right now we have 10 slots to London Heathrow. Our idea is to go up to 14 slots, but it's not such an easy task.
So if we look in a broader sense, then we can see it's not directly with the PI, because if we see future of Pakistan, because of this China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, there's going to be transit trade hub for Central Asian states and China. So as of now, we do not have flight connections with Central Asian states. So do you plan to connect these places from Pakistan?
You know, we have to go step by step. To do this, we need more aircraft. So our first thing is to try to get more aircraft. And then we have to find out which could be the best destinations for us. You know, there's a lot of talk about Hong Kong, for instance, but Hong Kong is not an easy market. First of all, it's very difficult to get slots in Hong Kong. The airport is completely congested. We would like to fly to Hong Kong, but it's really a challenge. But we think about this. But as you already mentioned, Guangzhou is a huge market. And there we really would like to fly, but we only can fly when we have the aircraft.
So you are inducting new aircraft for these destinations, then you plan to increase the number of cities and number of countries in your destinations.
Yeah.
So now, sir, let's talk other than some official business.
Oh, okay.
How is your experience in Pakistan so far?
You know, it's a refreshed experience. I had the pleasure and the chance to work in Pakistan already in 1983.
I see.
Yes.
Where was that?
I worked for Lufthansa here in 1983.
That's good.
I worked here for, I guess, 2 or 3 months. And I had very good and very fond memories about this time. So, and when I was asked to take over a position in PIA, the first thing was to remember that. And, you know, I had the chance to travel a lot in 1983. I was in many, many cities. I was in Peshawar, I was in Swat, I think you pronounce Swat.
Yeah.
I was even
Swat.
at the Khyber Pass. And you know, I really enjoyed this time here in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's remind me to ask one more question from now, because what do you think, what you can add to enhance local tourism in Pakistan?
This is one of the things we also discuss. We have to find a way to make more tourism. We did much more in the past. I think in the last years we forgot it a little.
So that's remind me to ask one more question from you. What PIA is planning to enhance local tourism in Pakistan? Because a long time back we were listening about a safari flight also.
Yes. We had those safari flights, but we didn't have enough aircraft anymore some time ago. You know, you should remember 4 years ago, the fleet of PIA was down to 18 aircraft. And many tough decisions were taken in those years. I'm sure those were the right decisions, but we had to give up those flights. Now, as we try to grow again, I think we can come up with some ideas to improve again the touristic market. And this is something I have a lot of focus on, that we can do it. I think there is a market, as well as there is a huge market, and I think it's also something which we should do for the country. We should do much more for pilgrimage, for Hajj and Umrah. This is something also I have very much on my agenda, to have more flights in the next coming years. We even think about having our own fleet doing only Hajj, Umrah, pilgrimage. This is one of the ideas we are just developing.
In addition to this, there are a large number of Pakistanis are also living there in Saudi Arabia, so we can add them.
Exactly. So now I gave you a little bit a hint already what our ideas are.
Definitely. So then, what message you'll give back to your country people in Germany and wherever you go after this PIA about Pakistan?
First I would like to give a message to the people in Pakistan, especially to the business community. Whenever you fly, if you have a chance to fly with PIA to London on our new premier service, please try it. The feedback which we have got from many
Sorry for interruption. Here I would like to remind you one more thing.
Yes.
That this Business Plus channel is largely viewed channel in business community. Is largely
good.
So make sure that you are being viewed in different chambers of commerce.
Okay.
So large business community is also watching and listening to you now.
Good.
So you can convey your message. It's a platform for you.
So I think that's the right message right now.
Yes, why now?
No, really. We fly right now. For instance, yesterday the flight was full in business class. I think for a long time we had 28 seats sold in business class from Lahore to London. And the comment which we get from the passengers is overwhelming. They really like the service. So if people watching this program fly to London in the next weeks or months to come, check out if this is a premier service from us and go there. Please, and the other message is, if you fly in Pakistan, give us also your feedback, what do you think about it, and let us know what you try to do. For instance, yesterday we had a first flight where we tried out Wi-Fi connection on a 320.
I see. Yeah, that was very important because
we started a test flight yesterday. So this is something new. So what you can do, you can go aboard the aircraft and you can see a movie, and if you connect your cell phone to the movie, then you can to the Wi-Fi, you can see a movie, or you can hear your favorite movie songs, or you can see even news. So we are testing this, and hopefully very soon we will have it on many of our 320s, also in domestic routes. But you asked about my countryman in Germany. Last week I had a meeting with the German ambassador. Very nice lady, and I talked to her and I said very clearly, Pakistan is a wonderful country, and hopefully in the future not only Pakistanians will fly with PA, hopefully also Europeans, not only Germans, fly with us and have a chance to see what Pakistan is doing. It's not only business. I think many companies right now see that Pakistan is changing. I think Pakistan gets more open for foreign investments and for foreign business. And we want to be part of this development.
Definitely.
We want to be part of bringing those people here to Pakistan and connect it. And I believe, and this is out of my experience in 1983, for me, to drive around, to fly around in Pakistan was a very fantastic experience.
That's so
and
great.
The north was fantastic, and I still have a lot of memories. Unfortunately, in those times you didn't have cell phones yet, so I don't have any photos anymore, unfortunately, but it's very deep in my memory, and I remember those times very well. And of course, in Germany, the Germans like to eat. They always believe they eat Indian food, but in reality they eat Pakistani food.
They eat Pakistani.
And I think this is something we also should talk a little bit more what Pakistan really is all about. There's much more to Pakistan than only hockey and cricket.
That's so nice of you. That is so great, and I'm really happy to listen to this. नाज़रीन, आप सुन रहे थे गुफ्तगू जनाब बर्ड हिल्डनब्रांड की, चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर पाकिस्तान इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइंस की. एक नतीजे पर मैं पहुंचा हूं. वो नतीजा ये है कि जिस तरह नेकी अपने घर से शुरू होती है, अपने घर को पहले हम खुद साफ़ करते हैं, राइट. तो इसी तरह अपने मुल्क की किसी चीज़ की खामी बयान करने से पहले उसको ठीक करने के सजेशंस भी खुद देने चाहिए। जैसे अभी मिस्टर बिंड ने जिक्र किया है कि 28 सीटें थी बिज़नेस क्लास में, बिज़नेस कम्युनिटी इस्तेमाल करी थी, सब ने अपने कमेंट्स पॉजिटिव दिए हैं, सब ने अपने कमेंट्स पॉजिटिव दिए हैं। ये चीज़ होनी चाहिए, अगर आपकी एयरलाइन में आप खराबी महसूस कर रहे हैं तो बताएं कि ये काम गलत हो रहा है, इसको सही करें, वो करेंगे। आपने गुफ्तगू सुनी, गुफ्तगू में ये बताया गया है कि हम ओपन हैं, हम क्रिटिसिज्म को बर्दाश्त करेंगे और हम क्रिटिसिज्म को ओवरकम करेंगे और वो चीज़ को दुरुस्त करेंगे। देखिए, बताने वाले आप हैं, ठीक करने वाले ये लोग हैं। तो जब तक हम अपनी एयरलाइन को पैट्रोनाइज नहीं करेंगे और हम बड़े फ़ख्री अंदाज में कहेंगे कि मैं इसमें सफ़र नहीं करता, मैं तो फ़ॉरेन एयरलाइन में सफ़र करता हूँ, अपने घर की चीज़ को छोड़कर बाहर क्यों जाएं हम? अगर घर की खातिर 100 जोक झेलें, घर तो आखिर अपना है। So we need to improve our airline, we need to improve ourselves first, and we must take pride in saying the word again that yes, we are great people, we will fly with PIA and we must patronize PIA. So with this, आज के हमारे प्रोग्राम का वक्त खत्म हुआ, इजाज़त चाहते हैं, अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।